Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. My sincere apologies for the long gap in the classes. This month, I am doing night shifts, 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. So it will not be possible for me to conduct the Bhakti Vaibhava classes when I'm working. So next week I'm working. So next week there will be no class. We will have a class today. We will have a class tomorrow. And we'll have a class on Sunday also. So we'll have 3 classes this week to compensate. The next week there will be no classes. I know it may be inconvenient. It's not the usual day, but please bear with me just for this month. So let's get started. So Mukta Sangha Prabhu, Sunday instead of Chaitanya Bhagavat, we'll have Bhakti Vaibhava only because we missed so many classes. Just wanted to inform all of you. So let's get started. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Uddama Bhava Pishuna Malavalguhasa Vredavaloka Madano Piyasam Sammuya Chapamajahat Pramadottamasta Yasendriyam Vimathitum Kuhakairna Shekuhu. Bhavadvidha Bhagavata Stirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gadabhrita Ulayamalave napi Naswargam na punarbhavam Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Amartyanam Kimutashishaha Tiraskrita Vipralabdha Shapta Kshipta Hata Api Nasya Tat Pratikurvanti Tadabhaktaha Prabhavopihi Unascha Bhuyat Bhagavadanante Rati Prasangascha Tadashrayeshu Mahatsuyamyam Upayami Shrishtim Maitrastu Sarvatra Namo Dvijebhyah. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are starting a new chapter in our Bhakti Vaibhava study today. This is Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14. This chapter is entitled The Disappearance of Lord Shri Krishna. Text 1. Suta Uvacha Samprasthite Dvarakayam Jishnau Bandhu Didrikshaya ज्ञातुं च पुण्यश्लोकस्य कृष्णस्य च विचेष्टितम्. Sri Suta Goswami said, Arjun went to the Dwarka to see Lord Shri Krishna and other friends, and also to learn from Lord Krishna of his next activities. Purports by His Divine Grace, Shri Srīmad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. So, I am going to share my screen so that those of you who don't have Srīmad Bhāgavatam in front of you, you can still follow. So the way I prepare for these classes is I read Srīmad Bhāgavatam in its entirety, the verse, the translation, and the full purport. And then the key aspects of the purport I highlight in my Bhagavatam. And I read that. Now, when I'm sharing my screen, I will simply highlight there what I have highlighted here so that we can all follow. So Sri Suta Goswami is telling the sages at Naimisharanya, headed by Sri Shaunak Rishi, Ādi, that we have just seen how Dhritarashtra, because of his association with Mahatma Vidurji, attained liberation, attained mukti. He was able to attain great success in his life, because real success is spiritual success. Material accomplishments are all temporary, and therefore they are considered illusory. But Vidur was so compassionate to his brother Dhritarashtra that even though Dhritarashtra was very sinful, although he was spiritually blind, he gave him vision. Chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha we say in our Mangalacharan prayers. So Dhritarashtra attained liberation. He went to the forest. He and Gandhari both died in the forest. And they attained higher destination. They attained liberation. Vidurji continued on his pilgrimage. He had come to Hastinapur only to deliver Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. Having accomplished that, he did not return back to Hastinapur, but he continued with his pilgrimage because he had already taken Vanaprastha. Now, Sri Suta Goswami, he tells us what is happening in Hastinapur. Yudhishthira Maharaj is anxious that his uncles have suddenly disappeared and his auntie has also disappeared, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and Vidur. And as he's asking Sanjay, who is the secretary of Maharaj Dhritarashtra, Shripad Narad Muni comes there, being a very confidential devotee. And he narrates everything to Yudhishthira Maharaj, that do not chase after Dhritarashtra Maharaj. Don't try to find him. Near the Himalayas, he's performing tapasya. And 5 days from now, he will attain mukti. He will attain liberation. So don't worry about him. His body will be consumed by Agni. So there is no need for you to worry about his Antyeshti Kriya, his funeral rites either. Everything will be taken care of. So in this way, Yudhishthira Maharaj composed himself and continued ruling like an ideal king. It is said that for approximately 35 years, Yudhishthira Maharaj ruled in total after the Kurukshetra war. Now, Arjun, Bhakto Sime Sakha Cheti, he is a very dear Bhakta and a very dear friend of Krishna. He is a Nitya Siddha, eternal associate of Lord Krishna. So he went to Dwarka. Sri Suta Goswami He's changing gears. Now he's coming back to Hastinapur and telling us that Yudhishthira Maharaj is ruling in Hastinapur and his younger brother Arjun has gone to Dwarka to see Krishna. Krishna Darshan Lalasa. That is the nature of a devotee. Always wants to be with Krishna. So now we go to the purport. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the Pandavas, and among the Pandavas, especially Arjun. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Pandavanam Dhananjaya. He is Dhananjaya among the Pandavas. So all the Pandavas were great devotees, but the best among them was Arjun. And if you see, even when these 5 brothers came in Gaur Leela, the best among them was Ramananda Rai, who is Arjun. Especially Arjun, Srila Prabhupada writes, especially Arjun, especially Sri Arjun. They were all eternal companions of the Lord. They were Nitya Siddhas, the 5 brothers. And therefore, Arjun went to Dwarka to hear from Lord Krishna about his next program of work, means his next Leela, what new pastimes Krishna is planning to perform. He wanted to be there because Arjun always assists Krishna. Karishya Vachanam Tava. Text 2. Vyathita katichin masas tadanaya tatorjuna dadarsha ghora rupani nimittani kurudvaha. Translation. A few months passed. So Arjun went to meet Krishna in Dwarka. A few months passed and Arjun did not return. Maharaj Yudhishthira then began to observe some inauspicious omens. Dadarsha means to see. Ghora Rupani. Ghora Rupani. He started seeing some inauspicious things. Vyatitha Katichit Masa. After a few months, Arjun did not return. And on the contrary, Kuru Udvaha means the son born in the Kuru dynasty, Maharaj Yudhishthira, Kuru Udvaha, he started observing Dadarsha Ghora Rupani. Yudhishthira Maharaj started noticing inauspicious omens. Srila Prabhupada says, Lord Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is ad infinitum. Om Purnam Adha Purnamidam. He is more powerful than the most powerful sun. In our experience, sun is very powerful, Srila Prabhupada says. Life cannot exist without sun. Krishna is the source of sun, source of moon, source of all the planets. In fact, millions and billions of suns are created by Krishna and annihilated by Krishna within his one breathing. One breathing is inhalation and exhalation. With exhalation, millions of Brahmandas, each has its own sun, are created, and with the inhalation, millions of Brahmandas are destroyed. So that is Krishna's power. And Maharaj Yudhishthira observed some discrepancies in his kingdom. Therefore, he became very anxious about Arjun. Arjun had gone, he had not returned. He was long absent. And there was no news about Dwarka's well-being either. Arjun had gone to Dwarka and there was no news. Usually, some messenger would come and give some news. Some people, traveling people would give news. Or Arjun was supposed to return, bring some news. But Arjun had not returned. There was no news of Dwarka. And inauspicious omens were being seen. So Maharaj Yudhishthira, he became very anxious. He suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Otherwise, there would have been no possibility of fearful omens. Inauspiciousness happens when there is absence of Krishna. Because Krishna is all auspicious. Madhuram madhurebhyopi mangalebhyopi mangalam pavanam pavanebhyopi harer namayva kevalam. Shri Nilakantha Goswami, in the line of Shri Gopal Guru Goswami, has written this beautiful Kevala Ashtakam, glorifying Krishna Nam, Hari Nam, says, Mangalebhyopi Mangalam. The most auspicious of all auspicious things is Hari Nam. So where there is Krishna Nam, there cannot be inauspiciousness. But Maharaj Yudhishthira observed inauspiciousness, and Yudhishthira Maharaj understood that I am observing inauspiciousness in my kingdom. That must be because Krishna has left this world. He could understand. Because where there is Krishna, everything is auspicious. Text 3. Kalasya cha gatim raudram viparyastartu dharminaha papiyasim nrinam vartam krodhalobhartatmanam. Yudhishthira Maharaj saw that the direction of eternal time had changed, and this was very fearful. There were disruptions in the seasonal regularities. The direction of time changed means irregular things started happening. Viparit, viparyasta ritu, viparyasta ritu. The seasons were reversed. You see, even today, sometimes there is rain not during the monsoon season. Sometimes monsoon is delayed. Sometimes it goes too long. Sometimes there is no winter. This time in my native place, Akola in Vidarbha, there was no winter. There was practically no winter. Only few days they had to switch off the fans. Otherwise, it was very hot. So this type of seasonal changes, Viparyas Ritu, change in the normal seasons, it is a sign of Kali Yuga. There were disruptions in the seasonal regularities. Previously, the seasons were very regular. Vrindavan, there are 6 seasons. The people in general had become very greedy. Papi Asim, Nrinam. Nrinam means people, the Janta. They had become very sinful. Papi. And Krodha, Lobha. They were unnecessarily angry, greedy. Amrita means falsehood. So these things are symptoms of Kali Yuga. People became deceitful. And he saw that they were adopting foul means of livelihood. It is dharma, artha. Artha should come through dharma. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. First dharma. Through dharma, there is artha, earning of money. So, people in Kali Yuga will take to occupations where they earn money by foul means. Foul means. You see all these advertisement phone calls we get. Oh, you have won a gift card. You have won this. You have won this. They're just taking our phone numbers and making all these advertisement calls. Sometimes it's not even a human being. It's a robot. Your warranty has expired. You need to renew it. All those advertisement calls. This is all, they're earning money by falsehood. Once I also kept getting these calls. One day I finally spoke to the person. I pressed that number and I spoke to the person. I said, why are you making these calls? I know what you're doing is illegal, unethical. Why are you doing it? So he told me, I am a millionaire doing this. I cheat people. They tell all these old people that you have won a lottery and just give your bank details and we'll transfer the funds, this, that. So many things are happening. So this is people earning money by foul means. There are so many such examples. Even these, so many people selling so many policies, insurance policies and this and that, banks, agents. So many times it is just to earn money at the expense of the innocent customers. So everywhere there is cheating going on. So we have to be very careful as devotees. We cannot easily trust people in Kali Yuga. Maharaj Yudhishthira was noticing that people are adopting foul means of livelihood. The livelihood should be very pure. Because jaisa dhan, vaisa an. Jaisa an, vaisa man. If the money is earned by pure means, then the food that we purchase, that will be pure. If food is pure, then our mind will be pure. Vishayira anna khaila, dushta khayaman. Dushta mane nahi, Shri Krishna Rasmaran. So we have to be careful. Mahaprabhu said that. So we go to the purport. These are the unfortunate things that Yudhishthira Maharaj was noticing. When civilization is disconnected from the loving relation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, symptoms like changes of seasonal regulations, foul means of livelihood, greed, anger, and fraudulence become rampant. These things become rampant. People commit crimes because of anger. The other day there was a case of road rage. It is so common. A person rear-ended somebody because he was driving too close, tailgating. The person was rear-ended, got so angry, he got out of the car. The person who had rear-ended, he also got out of the car angrily. And he came, and as this fellow was coming out, he slapped him on the head. And this person had a knife. Then he just held him and kept stabbing him. Broad daylight, just in a fit of rage, killed the person. And then his anger subsided. And then, he was lamenting, what did I do? And then he was sent to jail. So one person died, other person in jail. They don't know each other. 10 minutes ago, they did not know each other. Such anger, such rage. Where is it coming from? It comes because our livelihood is not pure, our food is not pure, our lifestyle is not pure. We are not chanting, we are not connected with Krishna. See, Prabhupada says, when civilization is disconnected from Krishna Bhakti, then all these things happen. Anger, greed, lust, illegal way of earning money. Then I have highlighted here. During the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthira, all the above symptoms were conspicuous by their absence. See, when Yudhishthira Maharaj was ruling, he was ruling under the direction of Krishna. He was himself a very pious king, Dharmaraj. So these things were absent from the scene. But Maharaj Yudhishthira was astonished to experience even a slight change in the godly atmosphere of his kingdom. And at once he suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Please read the sentence carefully. I have a question. But Maharaj Yudhishthira was astonished to experience even a slight change in the godly atmosphere of his kingdom. And at once he suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna. What does this mean for all of us? Raise your hand if you can answer. What is the meaning of this? How does it relate to us? Yes, Mukta Sangha Prabhu, please go ahead.
So that means Krishna is leaving them. That means without Krishna, everything becomes inauspicious.
Very good. If Krishna is not there, everything is inauspicious. Kirtha Sundari Mataji, what practical lesson do we learn in our day-to-day life from this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Danvat Pranam. First of all, what I understood is that we have to be conscious of what are we doing. And so the more the conscious we are, the more we will get to know our environment, our surroundings. So for that, the purity is needed. Like you always say, the more the pure the consciousness is, the more impact is made if sometime we come into a contaminated situation. Otherwise, if we are not that contaminated, even if we eat some non-offered food, it will not have that impact on us. So we have to try to make our consciousness as pure as possible.
Very good. Yes, that is there. Shamchandra Prabhu, what reflections do you have on this?
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
So if we turn our face away from Krishna, then immediately Maya will, capture us, and and then the influence of Maya will actually have its telling effect upon our behavior also. So it is very important for us to learn that not even for a minute or second we can turn our back towards Krishna. That Krishna says, "Jeev Bahirmukha," that particular verse is there, no? Maya Japat. So Maya will immediately catch us. And then once Maya catches, then we are pawns in the hands of Maya. We cannot do anything. So this is actually what I understand from this.
Yes, very nice point. Ajay Govind Prabhu?
Yeah, I was thinking on the similar point, but in a different view, that this clearly identifies that if we have the symptoms which are not favorable, that environment is where Krishna consciousness is not there and presence of Krishna is not there. We should run away from there and go towards the environment where we find those symptoms which are favorable to Krishna, so that we can nurture our Krishna consciousness and be away from that environment, such people, and any other thing.
Wonderful, wonderful reflections. So see, exactly, you're exactly right, all of you. But Maharaj Yudhishthir was astonished to experience even a slight change in the godly atmosphere of his kingdom, and at once he suspected that Krishna has left this world. Which means if in the environment of our heart we are experiencing foul means of livelihood, we don't think twice before cheating others in business transactions, in our speech. Prabhu ji, 16 माला हो गए? हाँ, हो गए ना, हो गए प्रभु जी. We have only chanted 14 rounds, but वो निकल गया मुंह से. Greed. We act greedy. We easily get angry. We commit fraud. So these things are seen even in the lives of devotees, my dear friends. So we have to be very careful. If we notice that we are acting lusty thoughts are coming, greedy thoughts are coming, anger is bothering us, we are feeling envious, we are feeling proud, that means there is lack of Krishna consciousness in our heart. That is the message here. The kingdom of Yudhishthira Maharaj represents our heart. Therefore, we call our Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj. Maharaj means what? Our heart is a kingdom. And who is ruling that kingdom? Not we. Our Guru Maharaj. He is the Maharaja. Guru Maharaj is not an earthly king. He rules the environment of the heart of the disciple. So our heart is a kingdom. In the kingdom of our heart, if we are experiencing lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, false ego, then we should know that there is a scarcity of Krishna consciousness. We need to increase our Krishna consciousness. There is a letter by Srila Prabhupada to a disciple. I am forgetting the name, but the disciple writes that my consciousness is not good. I am chanting 16 rounds, but my consciousness is not good. Bad thoughts are coming. Srila Prabhupada said, if your fever is high, what do you do? Despite taking medicine, you increase the dose, take more powerful medicine. So Prabhupada says, so you increase your rounds. Increase your rounds. Chant more rounds. Like that. So we have to always be conscious of our thoughts. I remember once I told my counselor, His Grace Sridhama Prabhu, this was in 2009 when I was in New York doing my surgery residency. I was barely able to chant my round. I used to chant 8 rounds in the morning because I had to leave home I had to start rounding at 4:30. So I had to leave home at 3:45. It was a 30 minutes drive and I had to park in a public parking and then walk another 10 minutes. So I had to leave 45 minutes before. So I remember 3:45 I was to leave home. And before that, I would chant 8 rounds. So 2:30 I would wake up, quickly get ready in 5-10 minutes, chant 8 rounds. Then 4 rounds I would chant in the car while going to the hospital and 4 rounds in the car while coming back. So I used to just manage 16 rounds. And in the hospital, in the elevator, on the counter, I would do maybe 1 round in the whole day. So barely I was chanting my 16 rounds, basically only 16 rounds, and that also in the car and like that. So I was talking to Sridhar Prabhu and I told him, Prabhuji, my chanting is down in the dumps. Only morning 8 rounds I chant sitting in front of Nitai Shachinandan, but otherwise all day I'm just chanting in the car, driving here and there. I'm just feeling very sad. My quality of japa has gone down. So first question Sridhar Prabhu asked me is, how is your consciousness? Are you getting lusty thoughts? Are you getting materialistic thoughts? Are you thinking too much about money and dollars? Are you feeling envious? Have you become short-tempered? How is your consciousness? Are you able to think of Krishna? Are you able to think of Srila Prabhupada? So, these things are important. Externally, we may be doing so many activities of Krishna consciousness, but we have to pay attention to our inner environment. We can be chanting 64 rounds, but then acting angrily, falling prey to lust, becoming envious of devotees. Even after chanting 64 rounds, it is possible, very much possible. So it's not just the activities of bhakti that we do, but we have to be constantly vigilant, keep an eye on the environment of the heart. And if we are noticing pollution in the heart, then we have to increase the medicine. We have to increase our chanting. We have to take shelter of senior devotees, open our hearts confidentially, and discuss how to remedy the situation. Therefore, Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj said, we are all spiritual warriors. Warrior means a soldier. Soldier is always vigilant. In a war, the soldier is not checking Facebook posts, friend requests, this and that. No, WhatsApp messages. No. Soldier is alert. Similarly, we have to be alert. And any enemy we see on the radar, we should become very, very alert and take corrective steps. If we don't take corrective steps, then the enemy will infiltrate and it will be very difficult. Very difficult. If Bharat Maharaj would have corrected himself, checked himself when he was getting attached to the deer, when he would wait, the sun is setting, still my deer has not returned to the ashram. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? That was the first red flag indicator that something is wrong. But nothing was done. Then what happened? He became more and more attached. Now even he started neglecting his puja. He started neglecting his sadhana. He was spending more and more time with the deer. Then the beauty of Krishna was no longer attracting him. The beauty of the deer started attracting. He started looking at the eyes of the deer. Oh, you are lotus-eyed, my dear. You are so beautiful. Nature has made you just so that I can serve you. We are made for each other. Srīmad Bhāgavatam says this. These types of thoughts started coming. He became attached to that deer. Very much attached. But it doesn't happen in one go. It doesn't happen in one moment. Usually our fall down, spiritual fall down, is a step-by-step process. Just like spiritual advancement is step-by-step, our spiritual fall down also is usually step-by-step. Initially, when we slip, if our consciousness is fine-tuned and pure, like Kirta Sundari Mataji is saying, if you have pure consciousness, immediately we'll detect. But what is the problem? When we notice lust, anger, greed in our heart, what is the problem? Anybody? This is andar ki baat. This is realization. As sadhaks, what happens? When our Vivek Buddhi tells us, oi, this is wrong. I should not have spoken like this. I should not think like this. But what happens? What happens?
The bad thoughts come into deed.
Come into deed. Yeah, that happens later on. But Amrit Gaurang Mataji, what happens?
We start substantiating our mistakes and
Yes. Because our intelligence is a friend of our mind. Our mind, yes, Shrikant Prabhu. We rationalize, oh, this is not Vaishnava Aparadh. I am speaking the truth. Oh, this is not envy. This is not envy. This is just a fact. I am more advanced. I deserve it more than that person. It's just a fact. I am not envious. He is envious. So my behavior is justified. Every time our Vivek Buddhi detects on the radar of our consciousness some anomaly in our behavior, our intelligence, which is also conditioned and has become very good friend of the mind, the intelligence rationalizes the thoughts of the mind. No, beta, you are fine. Don't worry, mind, you are on the right track. Don't worry. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay. It's okay. You are justified. The intelligence justifies it. And we keep doing it. We keep doing it. And then what happens when we keep doing it? We become desensitized to the mistake. If you go to the toilet and there is foul smell in the toilet, somebody has just used the bathroom. As soon as you go, there is foul smell. But then when you go and sit inside and 2-3 minutes pass, then what happens? What happens? We get used to it. We get used to the foul smell. That's what happens. Initially, when we make a mistake, our consciousness detects it. No, this is not good. But if we don't take corrective measures, we keep doing the same mistake again and again, then it becomes business as usual. It becomes the norm. So we have to be in good association, and we have to keep taking feedbacks from devotees. How can I do better? How can I do better? Which verse is this? Verse number 3. Then I have also underlined a man. Where is a man? A man. Here. A man becomes too greedy for wealth and power when he has no higher objective in life. See, look at the colleagues at work. Why are they so much interested in becoming millionaires and earning more money? Why are they so much interested in cryptocurrency? Why are they so interested in the politics? Who is becoming the next president, election, this, that? Okay, these things are there, but majority of their conversations, majority of their thoughts, majority of their reading hovers around these topics: sports, politics, worldly news, money matters. You see, the newspapers, these are the sections: Financial Times, Political Times, Sports Times. These are the subject matters for mundane people. Why are they so absorbed and engrossed in these discussions? Sometimes when I'm working in my hospital physician lounge, the TV is going on and some of my colleagues, they're watching TV. They will tune into these sports channels where the commentators are just discussing about NFL and NBA. They are so absorbed. When I look at them, I said, Krishna, if only they could talk so emphatically about Siddhanta, about Bhakti Siddhanta, about Shuddha Bhakti. They are so absorbed. Why this player went to that team? He's the best quarterback. He's this, he's front, blah, blah, blah. So much they talk about these sports with such, they know the names, they know the score, they know who is playing at what position. Their whole consciousness is into that illusory game, which has no reality. Who cares about those games? At the time of death, are they going to help you? No. But people are completely, their consciousness is absorbed in these mundane things. Why? Because they have no higher objective in life. Hare Krishna. And they think that this earthly life of a few years is all in all. They think this earthly life, earthly things are all in all. Such an illusion. Because they don't know about the other world. They don't know Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadruma, the Srīmad Ratnagara Simhasanastho, Srīmad Radha, Srila Govinda Devo, Preshthalivi Sevyamano Smarami. They don't know that under a divine Kalpavruksha tree in the forest of Vrindavan, Vrindaranya, Radha Govinda are sitting on their Simhasan and they are being Preshthalivi Sevyamano. They are being served by their loving gopis and manjaris. Sorry, they don't know this. They don't have this objective. They don't have the objective of Radha Krishna Seva Pao, Eya Bhilashi, Radha Krishna Pranamo or Yugala Kishore. They don't have all these desires. No other objective, no higher objective in life. Therefore, they are absorbed in politics, sports, mundane news, what is happening around the world, and other gossip. And money matters. How to make money, how to vacation. That's all. So, all in all, Then see from here. Ignorance is the cause of all these anomalies. They are ignorant about the higher things in life. Now see, very important. Pay attention here. To remove this avidya, to remove this ignorance, especially in the age of degradation, Kali Yuga, the powerful sun, Purana Arka, is there to distribute light in the shape of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Jai Ho. Srīmad Bhāgavatam has appeared to give us a higher objective in life, to teach us that Radharani is singing the Bhramar Geet, Baba. Krishna has gone to Mathura. Look at Radharani's pangs of separation. Look at the Vipralamba Bhav of Radharani. Read the Bhramar Geet. Oh ho ho. Then when we get absorbed in that, where is a time for sports, wealth news, politics, mundane news, mundane gossip, Gramya Katha? There is no time for that. So we need Srīmad Bhāgavatam in our life. Therefore, we must give time to Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Srīmad Bhāgavatam is our friend. Text number 4. All ordinary transactions and dealings became polluted. These are the symptoms of Kali Yuga. All dealings were polluted. Became polluted with cheating, even between friends. And in familial affairs, there was always misunderstanding between fathers, mothers, and sons. Kalaha lati iti kali. See here, very nice it is said. Dampati namcha kalkanam. There will be quarrel between husband and wife, between well-wishers, between brothers. Even between husband and wife, there is always strain and quarrel. So all the relationships, Pitra, Matra, Surit, Bhratra, father, mother, friend, well-wishers, brother, even Dampati now, husband and wife also. Dampati means husband and wife. They will also fight. Kalkanam, quarrel. Kalaha lati iti kali. Kali Yuga means kalaha. So all these relationships, there will be fight. So if we are quarreling, that means we are Kali Chelas. Who are we? Kali Chela. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraj Thakur Prabhupada would say, somehow or the other, you should live in the society of devotees without quarrel. Without quarrel. Once two god brothers were fighting, they had some disagreement and they were fighting. And they went to my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and they were justifying. Both were justifying. Now, one of them was clearly wrong, but Maharaj chastised both of them. So the person who was right in this matter, he was asking Maharaj, why are you upset with me? Why are you chastising me? You see, it's not my fault. I am right and he was wrong. Maharaj said, yes, you were right, but Vaishnavism is more than being just right. Vaishnavism is more than being just right. Was Prithu Maharaj right in performing the 100th yajna? Absolutely. What wrong he was doing? Nothing wrong. But he took a back step. For the greater good, cooperation, for the sake of cooperation with another devotee, Indra, who was becoming envious. What to do? Sometimes we may be right, but still we have to take a back step because Vaishnavism is more than being just right. Just right. So when in preaching, sometimes we start preaching to people who are not ready to hear. But we speak the right philosophy. What is the effect? They never come back. Because their heart was not receptive and we just try to shove philosophy down their throat forcefully. The result will not be good. So this is the hallmark of Kali. There will be always quarrel and fight. So here Srila Prabhupada writes, a conditioned living being is endowed with 4 principles of malpractice. In other words, a conditioned soul, we are all conditioned souls. A conditioned soul has got 4 defects. Malpractice means defects. What are they? We make errors, which means we make mistakes. Insanity, which means we become illusioned. Inability, which means our senses are defective. And cheating, we have a tendency to cheat others. So we make mistakes, we become illusioned, we have defective senses, and we have a propensity to cheat others. These are the 4 defects of all conditioned souls, not liberated souls. conditioned souls have these defects. Therefore, the words of Acharyas, they don't have these 4 defects. They are perfect. Srila Prabhupada's Bhaktivedanta purports, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, our Acharyas like Sanatan Goswami, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Jiva Goswami, their commentaries, their tikas. The words of Shukdev Goswami, words of Srila Vyasadeva, Arshavakya. It's called Arshavakya. The words of the Mahatmas, they are perfect. Mahajan Vakya. They don't have these 4 defects. But according to Srila Jiva Goswami in Shad Sandarbhas, these 4 defects are there in all conditioned souls. Srila Prabhupada says of these defects, the propensity to cheat is the most prominent. The propensity to cheat is most prominent. Cheating could be anything. We may try to portray ourselves as more advanced than others. Just lying, cheating others, showing that we are very good, putting up a show in front of others to hide our defects. This is a nature of a conditioned soul. If we are doing these things, that means we should know we are very much conditioned. We should be careful. A Vaishnava is very plain and simple. Unnatural desire to lord it over material nature is the main problem. It is unnatural for us to become lords. Because here it is said, a living entity is eternally subservient to the Supreme Lord. And our problem is we are falsely trying to lord it over Krishna and Krishna's property. Everything belongs to Krishna. Bhoktaram yadatapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. Krishna is the controller of everything. Our problem is unnaturally we try to become the lords. Look at the last sentence. Maharaj Yudhishthir, having observed the disparities, conjectured the disappearance of Lord Krishna from the earth. Maharaj Yudhishthir understood that Lord Krishna must have disappeared because all these inauspicious omens are visible. Text 5. In course of time, it came to pass that people in general became accustomed to greed, anger, pride. See, we are discussing this. We become accustomed to the sinful activities if we don't take action. We become used to it. That's just human nature. We become used to whatever we are exposed to for a long time. If we continue sinning long time, we stop feeling guilty. We become accustomed to greed. We become accustomed to lust. We become accustomed to anger. We become accustomed to pride, etc. Maharaj Yudhishthir, observing all these omens, spoke to his younger brother. Who is that younger brother? Bhim. So Srila Prabhupada writes here, such a pious king as Maharaj Yudhishthir at once became perturbed when there were such inhuman symptoms like anger, greed, irreligiosity, hypocrisy rampant in the society. He was alarmed by this. Similarly, in our heart, when we notice such symptoms, we should also become alarmed. We should not take it lying down. We should become alarmed. What is this? I have to take some action now. Text 6. Yudhishthir Uvacha. Sampreshito dvarakayam jishnur bandhu didrikshaya Nyatum cha punya shlokasya krishnasya cha vicheshtitam. Krishna. Maharaj Yudhishthir said to his younger brother Bhimasen, I sent Arjun to Dwarka. What is Arjun's name in this verse? Jishnu. Jishnu is one of the 10 names of Arjun mentioned in Mahabharata. I sent Jishnu, Arjun, to Dwarka to meet his friends. Bandhu Didrikshaya. To see and meet his friends. And to learn from the Supreme Lord Krishna about his next life, next program, next pastime. Krishnasya cha vicheshtitam. What is the next plan of Punya Shlokasya Krishnasya? What is the plan of Krishna, who is Punya Shlok? He is glorified in very beautiful verses. Any verse that glorifies Krishna is Punya Shlok, is pure. Both way the meaning is there. So Yudhishthira Maharaj tells Bhim, hey Bhim, I sent our brother Arjun to Dwarka to meet with his friends, the Yadavas, and to spend time with Krishna, Supreme Lord, and to find out from Krishna what his next Leela was. I had sent him there. But what happened? Since he departed, 7 months have passed. Yet he has not returned. I do not know factually how things are going there. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was anxious. What is happening? Arjuna has not come back. 7 months have passed. No word, nothing, no news. Now see, this is important. Text 8. Api devarashina dishtah sakaloyam upasthitah yadatmano angam akridam bhagavan utsrishikshati. Yudhishthira Maharaj is wondering, is Krishna going to quit his earthly pastimes as Devarshi Narad indicated? Has that time already arrived? Hare Krishna. Has that time already arrived? As Narad indicated. When did Narad Muni indicate? Anybody knows? When did Narad Muni indicate? Okay, let's go back. So, if we go back to the previous chapter, chapter 13, and we go back to, let's go to verse 49. So let me open a new tab. Can you all still see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, good. So we are in chapter 14. This is chapter 13. Now, if you go to text 49, what is said here? Now read carefully. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, in the guise of all devouring time, Narad Muni is telling this to Yudhishthira Maharaj, in Kal Roop has now descended to the earth to eliminate the envious from the world. Abhavaya Sura Dvisham. Sura Dvisham, those who are envious of the demigods, he has come to unka abhav karne ke liye, unko eliminate karne ke liye, Bhagwan Krishna has come. Bhagwan has come. Okay? Then see the next verse. Text 50. Shripad Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, Lord Krishna has already performed his duties to help the demigods. Already he has killed Kansa, he has killed Jarasan and so many demons, Shishupal, Dantokra, and now he is awaiting the rest. Thoda aur kaam baki hai. The word shesh is used here, I think. Avashesham. Little bit, thoda shesh kaam baki hai bhi, unka karya baki hai. You Pandavas may wait on earth as long as Lord Krishna is here. Dekho. Narad Muni ji ne, in Narad Muni in the previous chapter has clearly told Yudhishthira Maharaj that Krishna is performing his Leela. Little bit Leela is left. Once that Leela is finished, then you go away from this world. You can stay on earth planet only as long as Krishna is here. Hare Krishna. Because you had come here to assist Krishna. Is that clear? So it was verse 49 and 50 of the 13th chapter, first canto, where Shripad Narad Muni directly told Yudhishthira Maharaj that you should stay in this world as long as Krishna is there. Krishna is come to kill the demons. Once he has finished killing, some little bit work is left, then he will go. That time you also go. Therefore he's saying, Api Devarshina Dishta. Adhishta means instructed. Devarshi is Narad Muni. Is it clear? Can you still see the screen even though I changed the tab?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are looking at 48.
Just wanted to make sure. Is he going to quit his earthly pastimes? Is Krishna going to quit his earthly pastimes as Devarshi Narad had indicated to us? See, Yudhishthira is asking Bhim. I hope you are able to understand the connection. Has that time already arrived? He's very anxious. Has that time already arrived? So here, Virat Roop, I have highlighted. Let's go down. Where is Virat Roop? The Virat Roop. Very important Siddhanta. So please pay attention, okay? Dear devotees, this is important for us to understand. Srila Prabhupada says something very interesting. Now we all know that the Virat Roop of Lord Krishna is different from him, correct? We know this. The Virat Roop of Krishna is a material manifestation. The planets are there. Upper planets are his head. Sun and moon are his eyes. Like that. So the Virat Roop is an imagined material form of Krishna. It is different from Krishna's Swarup. The Virat Roop exhibited on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is the material conception of Krishna's form. So now, see what happens. Prabhupada says something very interesting. When Lord Krishna was apparently killed by the bow and arrow of the hunter, Jara, Lord Krishna left his so-called material body in the material world. So this is a fact. In Mahabharata, it is described that when Krishna was struck by the arrow of that hunter, Krishna made a show as if he died, and he left behind a material body. And Arjun actually did cremation of that body. Mahabharata describes this. So here Prabhupada is saying that that material body that was left behind by Krishna to fool the atheists who had no faith in Krishna, that Krishna is God. Now they have got even more reason to say, see, Krishna died from an arrow. He was not Bhagavan. So like that. So to bewilder them, Krishna gives enough fuel to the atheists so they can keep their fire of envy burning because that's what they want to do. So Krishna provides enough reasons. Similarly, in ISKCON, if we want gossip, then ISKCON is a desire tree. It will give you gossip. If you want pure devotional service, you will get pure devotional service. In ISKCON, you want association of insincere people, envious people, you will get that. People who blaspheme, you will get that. In ISKCON, you want association of pure devotees, you will get that. In ISKCON, you want Uttama Bhakti, you will get that. Choice is ours, what we want. If we want to love Krishna, Krishna will give us enough reasons to love him. He will give us his wonderful 10th canto pastimes, his Ras Lila pastimes and other pastimes. Just reading them, hearing them, will completely fall in love with him. Completely fall in love with him. Last 2 days, we are very fortunate to have association of His Grace Radhesham Prabhu and Shri Gopal Pran Prabhu. They are such amazing devotees. Such amazing devotees. Throughout the 2 days, constantly Harikatha was flowing. Constantly Harikatha was flowing from their lotus mouths. Never any mundane topic, mundane discussion, nothing. Pure Harikatha, Harinam, service to Srila Prabhupada. That's all. How we can serve Srila Prabhupada's mission and glories of Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Shri Krishna. And when such attachment to Krishna book, my God, I've never seen such attachment to simple pastimes of Krishna. Radhesham Prabhu gets so excited and bubbly. Simple pastimes of Krishna and Krishna book, which we have read and heard so many times. Gets so excited, so becomes like a small child. He's 55 years old. Like a 5-year innocent child. He gets so excited. Oh, Yashodamaya did like this, Krishna did like this. So excited. Radharani did like this. This is called Preeti. This is Preeti. Tesham Sajatayuktanam Bhajatam Preeti Purvakam. This is Preeti. This is Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. Bodhayanta Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam. Krishna Katha gives Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. Great satisfaction, great joy. This is a sign of an advanced devotee. So if we want this nectar, then we have the Krishna book. We have nice Harikatha if we want to love Krishna. But if you're looking for gossip, then that is also available. So we have to be very careful. Every moment is a choice in life. And we have to choose Krishna. We have to choose Uttama Bhakti. And we have to reject Dhanam, Janam, Sundarim, Vaishnava Prad. Gramya Katha. You have to remember Mahaprabhu's instructions. Gramya Kathana Kohibe, Gramya Vartana Shunibe. We don't want to hear mundane talk. We don't want to speak mundane gossip. So everything is there in ISKCON. We have to choose what we want. So Krishna, when Krishna was apparently killed by the bow and arrow of the hunter, it should be understood that Krishna left his so-called material body in the world. So Krishna left behind a material body. So what was that material body? Srila Prabhupada explains this. Last sentence. Look at this. The material body that was left behind by Krishna, that the Lord left his body means that he left again his plenary portions in the respective dhams, transcendental abodes, as he left his Virat Roop in the material world. So the material body he left behind in the material world was a manifestation of his Virat Roop. And all the incarnations of Krishna are present in Krishna's body. So when Krishna was on this earth planet, all those incarnations were within him. Ram was there, Varahadev was there, Narsimha Bhagwan was there. All these are expansions of Krishna. When Krishna comes, his Swayam Bhagwan, all these incarnations are within him. And when Krishna goes back to Golok Vrindavan, these respective Swamsha, these respective incarnations, expansions of his own body, go to their own different respective abodes. Lord Vishnu will go to his abode, Lord Ramchandra will go to his Ayodhya abode, and then Krishna goes to his Swadham. Krishna Swadhama Padate. He goes to his own abode like that. Isn't it beautiful, Siddhanta? Srila Prabhupada explains that all the plenary portions go to the respective dhams, transcendental abodes in Vaikuntha, and Virat Roop manifested at material body. Because Virat Roop is a material manifestation of Krishna. So I found this very nice. Srila Prabhupada teaches these beautiful Siddhanta to us. Text 9. So now, from Krishna only, Yudhishthira Maharaj is telling Bhimsen, from Krishna only, all our kingly opulence, our good wives, lives, progeny, our control over our subjects, victory over our enemies, future accommodations in higher planets have become possible. Yudhishthira Maharaj is confident that he is going to the higher planets. All this is due to his causeless mercy upon us. This is a causeless mercy of Krishna. Do we deserve kingly opulence? Do we deserve good wives? Do we deserve good life? Do we deserve progeny, good progeny? Do we deserve control over subjects? Do we deserve victory over enemies? Do we deserve to go to a higher planet in the future? No. Maharaj says no. Yad anugrahat. Look at the verse. Yad anugrahat. All this is because of Krishna's anugraha. Krishna's mercy. So beautiful. Now Srila Prabhupada explains, material prosperity consists of what? Getting a good wife, good home, sufficient land, good children, aristocratic family relations, victory over competitors, and by pious work, attainment of accommodation in the higher celestial planets for better facilities of material amenities. This is called spiritual prosperity? No, material prosperity. This is all material prosperity. These facilities, these are called Navanidhi. Ashtasiddhi and Navanidhi. These are Navanidhis. 9 types of opulences. They are all material. We should not care for them much. These facilities are earned not only by one's hard manual labor or by unfair means, but by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said there are 5 doers of activity. Our endeavor is there, the doer is there, the place is, the kshetra is there, then the modes of nature are there. But ultimately, it is Krishna, who is the drishta cha anumanta cha. He is the witness and he is the permitter. Without Krishna's sanction, nothing can happen. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada says, very important sentence, prosperity earned by one's personal endeavor also depends on the mercy of Lord Krishna. So it is wrong to say, I am a self-made man. My rags to riches story. Sometimes people like to boast. I am a self-made man. I came with nothing to Bombay and now I have become such a big film star, or I have become an industrialist. But that is just false ego. If Krishna didn't help, if Krishna had not helped, we would have not been able to accomplish anything. Every moment we are depending on Krishna. This air, we didn't bring it with us. Krishna is supplying. Water, Krishna is supplying. Our heart is beating. We have no control. Anytime it can stop. Isn't it? So we should be humble. We should see Krishna's hand and Krishna's mercy. Where is despite? Despite. Despite the most advanced treatment of a suffering patient by the most up-to-date medical practitioner, there is death. And even in the most hopeless case, without medical treatment, a patient is cured astonishingly. Now, this we saw so many times, especially in COVID. Sometimes, despite getting best treatment, the patient leaves us. And sometimes people get asymptomatic, same virus, but they don't even have symptoms, not even sardi khasi. So why this is happening? So definitely we are not the only doers. Krishna is having his own plans. There are factors beyond us. Conclusion is that, therefore the conclusion is that Krishna's sanction is the immediate cause for all happenings, good or bad. Without Krishna's sanction, nothing can happen. Nothing good nor bad. This is very important to understand. So, we will stop here. Is it okay? We'll stop here today and we'll continue tomorrow from verse number 10. So what did we see so far? That Arjun has not come. Yudhishthira Maharaj is observing inauspicious omens and he's talking to Bhimsen. What happened? Why there is no news of Krishna? Has Krishna left this world? There are so many inauspicious omens here in this world. Like that. They are discussing. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is remembering that all our success, everything is because of Krishna. Everything is because of Krishna. Now all inauspicious omens have come. That means Krishna has probably left this world. Okay. So we'll stop here. Granthara Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Divya Mataji, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. You spoke about, when devotees, they rationalize and they justify if they're doing anything wrong. So I'm wondering if you have a devotee friend who's constantly doing Vaishnava Abradh and talking bad about other devotees, and that, and they don't see anything wrong in doing that. So, and we are not in a position of authority to, say anything.
One should not associate with such a person. If he is criticizing devotees, we should not associate with such person. We should change our association. We should not associate with such a person. We should not sit with such a person. We should not open our heart to such a person. We should not eat prasad with such a person. We should not associate with such a person who is criticizing Vaishnavas. Either we should tell the person that please don't pollute me. 1 second, Madhuri. Where's my phone? I have to show you something. 1 second. We should not associate with such a person. It is very dangerous to associate with such a person. Our spiritual life will be finished if we associate with such a person. Somebody who is blaspheming Vaishnavas. If we don't have the authority to correct that person and tell the person, stop, don't do it, then we should not associate. Okay, so now let's go to YouTube. 1 second. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. How do we make sure that our relations are always spiritual? Does that sound like a good topic to you? How do we make sure that our relations are always spiritual?
Maharaj, you said that spiritual relations create spiritual realization. Now, how do we
listen carefully?
Make sure that our relations are always spiritual? And what are the spiritual relations?
Listen carefully.
Whenever the temptation for gossip or rumors or political talks come into your mind or out of the mouths of others, stop it. Don't allow it. It's death to all your enthusiasm for devotional service. Raghunath Das Goswami compares that gossip to be a prostitute. If you associate with a prostitute, you will be polluted. She'll steal away your chastity. But whenever that tendency is, have you heard what this person has done? I haven't heard that, but you should hear what I saw. You should hear what I saw. You know what I heard? And there's a whole global network of gossip. Now with the age of computers and telephones, and now international network of rumors, gossip, politics, possible. What to speak of in our own little house or in our own little ashram or amongst our friends. We should understand that that means spiritual death to our enthusiasm for devotional service. We should not hear it. We should not waste our time with it. If we have the tendency, we just say no, we control that tendency. If somebody else is speaking, we tell them, Prabhu, please don't destroy my spiritual life. My creeper is very tender and small. Water it with Krishna Katha. Don't put the poison of this on it. We should be honest with each other. We should be strict with each other, straightforward when it comes to this. If someone's criticizing another Vaishnav, say, Prabhu, don't be my enemy. Please spare me of hearing these things. Say it. People will learn, but don't listen. If you stay and listen, then you are a part of a conspiracy. Because in order for someone to speak, he has to have someone to speak to. So the hearer and the listener are both implicated in the offenses. So you should stop it. And if the person will not stop it, then you hold your ears with your hands and run away and cry out, Vishnu, Vishnu. It may appear fanatical, but it works. It actually works. That person will take it. And maybe there's something serious about this. This person is running full speed away from you, holding his hands and calling out Vishnu, Vishnu. Maybe this is a serious matter that I shouldn't say these things. Really do it. Run. Don't walk, run. And we should just be very, very careful that we're talking about Krishna, we're talking about devotional service, we're talking about helping other Vaishnavas, we're talking about how to help propagate preaching. This is what our discussion should be, nothing else. That answer your question?
Hare Krishna. So it was very clear, Mataji, very, very clear answer. It is poison to our spiritual life. Okay. Any other questions? Hello.
Go done.
Class chalu hai.
You said you're done.
Done manje almost done. Kirsa Sundari Mataji, please go ahead.
So sweet to see Maithili. Okay, so
You're busted, go.
Maithili ki jai.
Oh, I don't have a one. Go. Not here, it's not here. Yes,
so
Mataji.
Prabhuji, my question in extension to what clipping you said, it's really so good. And I don't know whether I'll be able to do it in my life, just holding my ears and run away. But what if some senior devotee is blaspheming someone and you are in that situation and you are hearing it and you just cannot leave it, and then like sometimes it happens, like it's so hard to leave that place.
See, this time when I came to your wonderful Sangha, I met Apurva Prabhu and Kamilini Mataji, wonderful disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So very wonderful devotees. So Kamilini Mataji was telling me that Apurva Prabhu, he is always very cautious never to hear blasphemy of any devotee. If somebody tries to criticize another devotee in front of him, he will immediately fold his hands and say, please, please, spare me. Spare me. I don't want to hear this. Spare me. He will, like that. So even if it's a senior devotee, we should be like Apurva Prabhu. We should be like Apurva. Such devotees are very safe in Krishna consciousness. They will keep making progress. So we should, even if it's a senior devotee, I have done this. We should just fold our hands and say, Prabhuji, please, sorry, no offense, but I don't want to hear this. Because this is the instruction of Guru Maharaj. This is the instruction of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. This is the instruction of Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have to follow Chaitanya Charitamrita. Just because someone is senior doesn't mean they can break the Vaishnava etiquettes, Vaishnava principles. So we
Yes.
should be bold. In these things, we should be bold.
Yes,
There is no Vaishnava in that. We should say, no, I don't want to hear any criticism. Sorry. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. And thank you so much for sharing that clipping of Maharaj. So that was really an eye-opener. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
That was sweet. Okay. So no more questions. So again, dear devotees, sorry for disrupting the schedule, but we will have to meet tomorrow. Just for this month, just bear with me, please, so that we don't get too much behind. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.
Prabhu.
Radhe Radhe.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.